뽀로로 덕분인지 모르겠는데 그만큼
지민 씨가 잘 놀려.
그 사건이라고 하세요.
그 사건.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. We're gonna continue to talking about hard pairing. Today we're gonna talk about hard pairing episode 6. Yes, welcome back. So pretty much at the beginning of each episode, it's always recapping what happened in the last episode. Last episode was episode 5. They talk about the age gap between Chanwon and Jiwon. So last episode was the episode that we learned about the job and the occupation of the contestant. Now we know that the age and the job kind of make some, like, I don't know, people kind of feel like, oh, they distance a little bit among people. Like some people were very like, oh, I can't believe she does this as a job, she does this for work, I can't believe she's this old. So people were really surprised about Chanwon Asian occupation, and they were also surprised about Jaeyoung Asian occupation. They talk about the age gap between Chanwon and Jiwon. There's like a 14 age gap. They talk about Chaeyoung, Jaeyoung, and Hanu. How are the Asian occupation will affect the relationship that or the connection that they built so far. We will talk about that in this episode. So new dating role in the sole parent house has changed the love line. So there's going to be a new dating role. Chaeyoung woke up like first and get ready for work. Like this is them returning into the dating routine. So now that they live in that house, some people it might be closer to the workplace, some people it might be really far away from the workplace. So they gotta wake up early if they want to make up to work by 9 a.m. and I don't know, maybe 10 a.m. or 9:30 or 8:30. Chaeyoung, we know Chaeyoung is a doctor. He wake up first and get ready to work. He left at 6:30. Then Jimmy woke up. He left around 7:40. And Hanu, she wake up. She take her time to get ready and she left with her luggage. And you know she's doing modeling stuff. Maybe she have a lot of clothes to pack for a photo shoot and stuff like that. I don't know. They didn't really tell us the detail why she left with the suitcase. And Jiwa also woke up and she went to work. Jaeyoung stayed at home. You know, Jaeyoung, when she was talking about her introduction, she said she's in a period of transition. She tried to open her own office. So she in that transition period. So she woke up, she take her time. She will go to the cafe. Most of her work she will be done at the cafe. When you're a lawyer and you want to be like a freelancer or you want to open your own office, you work on your own schedule and stuff like that. Jaeyoung stayed at home. Woojae and Jaeyoung made plans to live together. Actually, at night when they were talking, I thought Woojae was not. It was just locking his room, like reflecting on Jaeyoung's age and occupation, like how different they are. But I guess he did make a plan with her. Like, they left together around 9:15, almost 10 o'clock. So you know, Woojae is a painter, so he has his own schedule. He has his own schedule. Like, so okay, maybe today I plan to do this, I will maybe cover this. And Jaeyoung, she's in the period of transition to open her own office. So they left around 10 o'clock. So he asked her what time she's getting off of work. She said around 6. And he planned to give her a ride to. I'm like, I like that. I saw that in high senior, like people taking initiative. If you want to build a connection, you need to take that initiative. You need to take initiative to do so. So in the car, Woojae said that he was wrong. Jaeyoung said that no one expected that. Like the twist, they call her like, oh, she's the plot twist. She'll have a different job. They said we did expect her to have like this job or that job, like the book thing. You keep saying I was wrong. She said no one expected that. So Jaeyoung mentioned that. He asked about her mood in Italy. She said that she's calm on the inside. Now that he noticed that the blue book belonged to her. So after getting all those clues, now he realized, oh no, the blue book was her. I didn't just pay attention to what she was saying. Jaeyoung asked who was a surprise for you after the reveal. Who was more surprising for you? Woojae said it was her. They both got quiet in the car. Jaeyoung is happy to know about people, job and occupation because like, oh, you get the feeling that I know this person better. Woojae agree with her, but he does look worried a little bit. Like we will say like, how are the guy gonna react after learning about the lady Asian occupation? What are the expectations about this and that? So they are similar but different. Woojae can look at Jaeyoung like I don't know if he having like a doubt like I don't want to pursue this connection or not. So for at this point we don't know yet. When they were spending time at home, I feel like is he giving more? They were in the kitchen and he gave her a place to sit. I'm like, I feel like he was kind of looking at her like, oh, she's high up. I'm like, would he kind of look at himself like, oh, I'm not as good as those people? That's what I noticed here. He gave her the chair. He said like, I'm from the street.
좋아요. 여기 앉아요.
아니요.
나 여기 앉으면 돼. 길바닥에 남는 사람입니다. 인상이었습니다. 어차피.
Like I'm like, come on, Woojae. What are you saying? He said, I'm from the street. I'm from the street. He gave her the chair, and then they talk about asked her art. She described the type of art that she liked. She like asked her Woojae showed his painting to her. She seems to love it. She's very interested in his job. She want to learn more. She doesn't look down. It's not because you're in a different phase. It's not because you did like. There are two kind of people in this world, or multiple kind of people. There are people who like go for this type of big job, doctor, lawyer, and stuff like that. There are other people who are like more into art. Woojae is more like into art stuff, and Jaeyoung is more into like I don't know school stuff, like education and stuff like that. They have this. They are just different. Like the fact that he can't. She's not looking down. He kind of looked down himself a little bit. I'm like, Woojae, come on. So he showed his painting. She seemed to love it. She's interested in his work. Woojae talk about his background again. We learn about the background. I'm not gonna say too much. You know, he went to Italy, training, German training, more training, and he started loving the thing that he used to love again, like art. So Woojae kind of like, I don't know if you resent the fact that he didn't follow like the tradition or having like going to school, having a typical boring job, not a lawyer and all the jobs are boring. Like he had a kind of a different path. He wanted to be a soccer player, like was already like something that not everybody does. Like the fact that he even got there is amazing. I don't know why he doesn't look at that way. And the fact that he's an artist, he has his own studio. Not everybody get to that point. Some people dream to be artists and just do it in the bedroom. There's nothing wrong with that. The fact that he's able to live his dream is something great already. I kind of want him to focus on that instead of kind of look down on his career, look up in other people. Now that I realize, oh, Jaeyoung she's a freaking lawyer. She want to open her own firm. His lifestyle and stuff is different from mine. So Woojae talk about his background. Yeah, I talk about that. Woojae talk about being some kind of realist. Like he's talking about the fact that he's going to paint for 5 or 10 years. He didn't say what he would do next after painting and stuff like that. He want to like, I don't know, get to some point, reach a certain level in artistry, and before he let go of that dream and follow something else.
사실 5년은 진짜 빠른 거고 최소 10년이고 사실 저는 이거를 정말 평생 하고 싶어서 선택한 거기 때문에.
It's something that he wanted to do. Life is short. He's a realistic, but he also want to follow his dream. Someone returned home with kimchi. He saw Jiwon. No, he saw Cheun. Cheun is wearing a mask. Cheun is sick. She couldn't go to work because she's sick. She was at home the whole day. Cheun bought his mom kimchi and with a lot of egg. And I think he also went grocery shopping. Cheun is nice. He knocked at her door. He asked if she's doing well. And he told her that, oh, Cheun, you need to eat more. Hannah is back also. She's worried about Cheun. They both worry about Cheun. She brought cake. It's like she's back. She brought cake. And she's making a pudding for Cheun, egg pudding or something like that. Chawa and Chani are in the kitchen. He's cooking kimchi jjigae like for dinner, for when all the homemade we come back, that we eat together. Honey complimented him for getting grocery. Chan say he loved doing grocery, even when he travel, like he's a pilot, like his job, they have layover, like when after, like if they fly to a different place, the first thing we do is we go shop for food in that place. So something that he liked to do. Woojae is back. he pick up Jaeyoung from work. So no, he's not back. Woojae, they are outside. He pick up Jaeyoung after work, and Jaeyoung seemed very happy. They decided to eat first before they are heading home. Today she work at the cafe. She explained what she did. I work at the cafe and then hang out with friends. Jaeyoung asked about his day. Woojae said that he was on the studio. His studio is messed up. He needs to organize. So he wanted to invite Jaeyoung to the studio, but right now it's kind of messed up. He doesn't want her to come in the mess.
좀 지저분했어가지고 또 올 수도 있으니까 작업실 정리도 좀 하고.
The panelists want him to be more proactive and to invite Jaeyoung to his studio. We just say he has a meeting today at 1 p.m. about the exhibition, and we just say that he will invite her in the studio soon. Not right now, everything is a little bit too messed up. He even have renovation in the studio, so inviting someone right now will not be the best time. I'm like, if Woojae knew that Jaeyoung doesn't freaking care, all she wants is to see your eye. She doesn't care if your studio is a box. She just want to come and see your art. She told you she's interested in abstract art. She want to see what you do. She want to see your pen. She want to see your creativity. That's what she cares about. She doesn't care if the brush is on the floor. You will mention the brush and stuff like that. She freaking doesn't care about that. I don't know why you think that's what she care about. Like, I don't know. Ever since he found out she's a lawyer and she's making money, it's been like, oh no, I just got renovation. I still have to fix and clean stuff. And he's talking about the big thing that's happening. Oh, I'm gonna have this exhibition. I feel like, oh, Woojae, she doesn't care about. She's just interested in what you're doing, and she want to see you do your thing, you know. I think that his self-esteem about his job. I'm pretty sure he's proud of his job. Like, he like what he's doing. That's why he's doing it. But the fact that he found out about Jaeyoung, like, remember when they were in Italy, he said, I want to live a simple life, I want simple thing, I'm not into luxury and stuff like that. Now that he found out about, oh, Jaeyoung is this lawyer, oh, he just assumed, oh, maybe she like big things, she's into luxury. I just have like a small painter with a small studio. I don't know if his studio is small, I just assume. By the way he's talking, you know, They went to like a restaurant to eat, was it tokatsu? Yeah, Woojae didn't really have lunch because he was busy. Jaeyoung said it's important to have lunch. She asked him not to skip lunch. Like, even though you're busy, lunch is important. For me, I do the same. Sometimes when I do a lot of work, I skip lunch. I don't know what time is it. It's 12 o'clock today. I haven't eaten yet. Not that I don't want to eat, not that I'm starving myself. I just forget because I end up, like, I do a lot of things. Sometimes I forgot to eat. It's important to eat. Otherwise, after you're going to find yourself losing energy. I promise. After filming this video, I will go eat. Woojae talk about what he planned today and stuff like that. Woojae said that he's working on something before they went to Italy. So she was asking, what did you do today at work? He said, oh, I was continuing the painting that I started before we went to that trip in Italy. He's talking about his exhibition that he want to show more painting this year. His goal is to show more painting compared to last year. And I noticed he's talked about his job a lot without asking a question about her job. I wish there's more like a back and forth conversation. It's more like Woojae talking about himself and Jaeyoung asking about his job. He doesn't ask much about her job because in his mind it's already assumed this is something that I don't know much about and I can ask questions. And there's so many questions that you can still ask even though you don't know much about law things. You can ask a lot of questions around that, but he doesn't. He asked a question. We're gonna talk about that a little bit. Let's talk about it. Woojae asked about her job. She said she's talking about real estate, right? Stuff, right? Like related to birding. Instead of, you might not know much about real estate and birding. I'm telling you, I don't know much about that. But you can ask about, you can find something related to that. Oh, what kind of birding do you plan? What kind of law do you apply to this building? What does the lawyer do in real estate? I don't know. Ask a question related to that. What kind of stuff do you do? Ask a random question. Like, we just worry about he doesn't much know about the subject.
사기 전에 어떤지 실사하는 거?
잘 모르는 영역이야.
I wish he asked more questions. I don't know much about yesterday either, but I can come up with multiple questions about yesterday. The thing about law, pretty much lawyer are everywhere. You need a lawyer in everything. Just find out a question, anything. But it just shut down after not. He wasn't able to find a question. He shut down and start talking about something. And this is the part that I was talking about. Woojae asked about her friend, and she said that those are her friends from law school. And since the subject again related to law school, he couldn't find a question. I like, why? And I don't want to jump to the conclusion yet and go to something else, but later in the house, I don't know if it's in this episode, you will see Jimmy asking, I don't want to compare them, but Jimmy asking question, was it always your dream to go to law school? Oh, did you always wanted that dream? Your parents were really, really proud. So there's so many things that you can ask about law school. It doesn't have to be specific about what kind of law. For him, that topic is like, I have nothing to say. I know nothing. Maybe because I don't know if he went to college. Maybe because when you talk about this guy, it was like soccer training. Maybe he didn't go to college, and because of that, he just shut down about that subject. And I kind of feel bad. They talk about blind date. Woojae say he doesn't really like blind date. And Jaya says she's been in a few, and it's hard to meet people naturally this day. So there's already that difference. And she's like, everybody want to meet somebody naturally. Just go to the bus stop. As you see people every single day, but the way our society is now, nobody talk to anyone. People are on the phone, people do their own thing in the metro. If you make eye contact with somebody, they will turn around and do their own thing. It's like, that's why it's so natural for people to make strangers online dating and blind date, that to meet people that you see every day. How funny life has become. Jimmy is back. Jimmy is back from work. He's looking around. Jimmy is talking to Chaya. He's impressed about his food. So remember, Hannah and Chaya were cooking. So Jimmy tastes Chaya food. He's very impressed about the food. He's so happy. There's still awkwardness between Jimmy and Hannah. Remember, because I think last episode, Chaya asked Jimmy what time he's coming back from work. He said something about he's gonna stay late. But it wasn't that late because he came back at 8 o'clock and she came back at 7 something. So there's that awkwardness. She feel like he lied to her. He just didn't want to spend any time with her. So she had that feeling. She kind of feel like, seriously. And there's that awkwardness that you can feel about them. So Honey left the kitchen and went to the bathroom. To put some makeup, you know. She might be mad at Jimmy, but she still have a crush on Jimmy, so she want to look good. Woojae and Jay are enjoying eating together. Woojae, and like, I wish they talk more, like a little bit of awkwardness around them. There's still that awkwardness, like that feeling like, oh, you can be awkward around somebody when you first met the person and stuff like that, but the fact that they're still so awkward, oh, it's lovey-dovey, but you need to get comfortable around the person that you plan to date or be together with. That level feeling comfortable is not there yet. It's still awkward. They still can talk that long. After eating, they're heading home. Woojae asked Jaeyoung how long she has been in Seoul. I think they parked the car somewhere. They will just keep having a conversation. I don't know if it was at home. I don't know if it was near the house. I just know they parked the car somewhere. She said she's been in Seoul for 10 years. He called her Sambe. Sambe name is a little bit like, oh, you were a senior to somebody, usually in the job related setting, like you've been there in the society, or you went to the school before that person. It can be related to job, it can be related to school, it can be related to like anything. You're just the senior of that person because you be there before that person. So, oh, your Sambe, she laughed at that. So because she came to Seoul before him, right? He's been here for 8 years. So he talked about the places that he lived. He wants some kind of simple life. Also, simple life related to, like, not that it's related to something that he can afford. It's also like the way he see his life. He doesn't want something fancy. He even talked about the neighborhood where he lives.
서울에서 서울 올라와서 거의 대부분 이 동네에 있었어요. 어쨌든 해방촌이 그냥 고향 같아요 저한테.
It's calm and cozy, and you want to live in the simple neighborhood. He's talk about like this is some kind of history, like this neighborhood has done to me since I've been to Seoul. I like this, I like that thing. He doesn't want to live in a place like Ghana. Opa Ghana style. Woojae doesn't want to be a Opa Ghana style. He doesn't want to be a Opa from Ghana. Ghana is a little bit more fancy, more rich, and more like a place where a lawyer can live. Jaeyoung is a lawyer. They talk about that, and you can feel like the way Jaeyoung reacted to it. She agreed to it, but you can tell that they have different view of where they want to live. And also the fact that Woojae, he have his like mindset, his plan, the way he want to live his life. It's a little bit like there's no compromise. Like you can be, I don't know, you can want simple stuff about your life. You meet somebody that's completely different for you, and you still fall for that person, and you're willing to compromise because you like that person a lot. But the way he has set up his life and stuff like that, I don't know if it's gonna work out between them long term, because the way they talk, those are the way he want things for him. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. I was rooting for them so much. Now I don't know if they are even compatible. Can I say that? I don't know, guys. I don't know. We're still watching the show. Let's see where things will go. The way Woojae sees his life and the way Jaeyoung sees her life is different. I also afraid that Jaeyoung will humble herself to be with Woojae, right? She'll say that, oh, I don't like this thing. I don't like luxury. Maybe she really don't like luxury. Oh, I don't, but I'm pretty sure she want to live in a nice apartment in Seoul, you know, down the Han River.
잠실이야 저쪽은. 서로 성향이 다른 거예요.
I don't know, those are the fancy apartments. That's what they talk about. Or you want to live in the cozy type of neighborhood. Both options are good. I don't know what Jaeyoung likes. She haven't talked about that yet because Woojae talks so much. It doesn't allow Jaeyoung to like actually. Not that it doesn't allow Jaeyoung, because he talk a lot. She doesn't really express what she like, what kind of place she want to live. I would like to know her reaction to what he say. Can tell you already that I think they are very different in that aspect. I say I don't want Woojae to be so stuck in his way and allow love to come. They talk about car, the type of car they like, even about car. Probably Woojae would prefer a very used car without still function. Maybe Jaeyoung would prefer a very fancy car. She work for that money. I don't know. Jaeyoung haven't seen what she likes, so I don't know. The panelists think like me, Woojae has that type of laid back attitude that Jaeyoung like, but the way he does not ask, the way that he doesn't ask her question about her job, about herself, and he's always talking about himself, might make Jaeyoung run away and just go to Jimmy, because Jimmy is like, he show interest in Jaeyoung. Jimmy like Jaeyoung, so he's interested in her. He will keep asking questions about her. He want to know so much about her. It's not just about him. He want to know about her. And you can see the conversation with Jaeyoung and Jimmy seems a little bit more natural. I wanted these two people. I wanted Jaeyoung and Woojae to work, but the more I see, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Now let's talk about Jimmy, Hanyu, and Chan are talking. Jimmy's talking about his work. Yeah, his work is very far. It takes like 1 hour and 40 minutes to get there. Hanyu offered to give him a ride, and she asked what time we finish. Oh yeah, I feel like I got ahead on myself. The reason why Hanyu was awkward around Jimmy the first time was because of the way he talked to her in the kitchen. He thought, remember the last episode, he said when they reviewed the Asian occupation, he thought she'd be the oldest, right? She got very mad at him, and she didn't even send him the senior bullet. She didn't send him a message. She sent it to China. So now this is where the situation is happening. Jimmy said it would take him like 1 hour and 40 minutes to get to his workplace, and Hanyu offered to give him a ride after work. She asked what time he finished. Jimmy said he will not leave. He will leave late. He said he usually never leave early. That's what he told her.
몇 시에 끝나요?
내일은 한 내일 좀 늦게 나오려 했는데
아이고.
I feel bad for Hanya because she tried. Jimmy kept rejecting her and indirectly. Yeah, she tried her best, but he kept shutting down. Like it's not gonna happen. Like the way Chayon is back, Hanya is just. I'm like, Hanya, just go for Chayon. I hate seeing her being rejected and rejected and rejected by Jimmy so many times. I also like China for Cheon, so I am so confused. I want to talk about Woojae and Jaeyeon left together. Probably we have Gina as well. Jiwon is back. She's right on time for Gina. She came back right on time. They are talking about Jaeyeon and Woojae in the kitchen. Jimmy is here. I will see Jimmy's reaction to them talking about Jaeyeon and Woojae on the date right now. And we see Hanu reacted to Jimmy, reacted to Jaeyeon, Woojae be on the date. It's a mess. It's a mess, guys. Jimmy doesn't seem happy. I'm glad Chawa and Ji was still able to talk naturally because after the age gap that was revealed, Jimmy and Jaeyeon are happy. They taste the food. They are very happy. They say the food tastes so good. And they are eating without Woojae and Jaeyeon because they assume they probably went on the date and it's past 8 o'clock. They cannot keep waiting for other people to return. They talk about the feeling of having someone waiting for them at home. They like the fact that when they get home, oh, somebody else is already at home. I guess most of them live alone. They don't have that feeling. When you are young, you have that feeling because you live in a family. But when you get older and you have to be independent, when you're in the period of transition between like leaving your parents' house and having your own family, you are in that period that you're alone, you live alone. If you don't have any roommate, of course, you feel like having this opportunity to live with people make you feel like, oh, this person is back, you hear the noise at home. It's kind of, some people like it, some people don't. Yeah, it's that type of feeling. Yeah, someone having a feeling that somebody's waiting for you at home, you're not alone. Jiwon loved the food. Chawa is happy that she loved his food. The guys are asking Chawa where is his next flight. He said his next flight will be next week. He talked about simulation and stuff like that. There are some kind of date that you can do the simulation. You feel like you're flying. I think they do that with also people who go to space. Like it's like a simulation. You feel like, oh, I'm in the space and stuff like that. And I didn't like the way the guys were doing it. The creative awkwardness even works. I like if Changwon and Jiwon gonna get together, let them get together naturally. They can, when they talk about the simulation, say, oh, maybe you should go on date, maybe you should do that. It's like the way they would try to do that, it was like try to push Chaeyoung and Jiwon back together. I get what they would try to do. It's a good thing, but they will make it was the reason why there's an awkwardness between Chaeyoung and Jiwon is because of the big age gap, and they have to resolve that age gap naturally by going together, coming together, continue the connection that they create. If they have to decide if the connection and the thing that we have in common is it greater than whatever age gap we have, can we still overcome the age gap and having this connection that we form? Your soulmate might be 10 years younger than you or might be 10 years older than you, but legally, hopefully legally, we don't want anything illegal here. But like the connection that they build, they have to decide, is it worthy? Can we still keep going? Am I gonna meet someone like you again? Who knows? So they have to decide. The fact that the guy tried to be like a, how do we call that? I forgot. They try to be like, we don't need them to do that. Really, we don't need them. Jianhua and Jiyoung have to talk. There's still awkward silence again. And then talk about Friday. Probably you be going to date and stuff like that.
이창동은 할 수 있어. 이성이랑 데이트하실 때 하면 되겠다. 데이트하실 때 데려가면 되겠다.
I just didn't like that. So now we have Jiwon asking Chaewon if they should get a cake. I don't know if it's Chaewon's birthday on Friday. And I kind of hate the fact that the guy said, oh, maybe you won't be at home. Maybe there won't be a party. Maybe you'll be on the date. They will say, oh, maybe you guys will be on the date. It's awkward for Jiwon and Chaeyoung still. After dinner, they sat in the living room and, you know, they usually have a little bit of drink after dinner. Chaeyoung is probably still on bed since she's sick. Oh, girl. Ever since she's entered the show, she's ever since she have one date. She went one day in Italy. Ever since then, she's been in the house, spending most of her time in her bedroom. Ah, poor girl, she's still sick. She's not taking advantage of this whole experience because she's sick. Woojae and Jae are not back yet. Then they finally have Jimmy asked already, what did you do? What did you do today? Where were you guys at? So he asked all the questions. He asked a lot of questions. Where they were, what did they eat, what did they do? And I think they're telling what they did. So they're talking about the cooking schedule. Jaehyun says she will cook tomorrow. Time to send a message, I think. Is it time to send a message? Okay, let me talk about that. Cha-eun might be a genius, but he know nothing about love when it comes to other people. I think they were talking about message. He said he doesn't know who Jim is interested in.
지민님은 누구랑 하고 싶은지 도무지 감이 안 오는 것 같긴 해요.
바보다.
Have you been in the same room with Jimmy? Even a blind person will be able to tell who Jimmy is interested in. I don't know where Chanyu can see. I don't know why. Jaehyun received a message for Jimmy. I'm like, even a blind person can see that Jimmy is interested in Jaehyun. I don't know why Chanyeong can see that. Jaehyun received a message from Jimmy. The message said, what a brief day it was. See you longer tomorrow. Jaehyun sent a message to Woojae. She said, you work hard today. Good luck for tomorrow. Hanyun, she sent a message to Chaeyoung. And she said, it was nice to feed a child today. Thank you for taking care of me. Chaeyoung sent a message to Hanyun. Another hard working day and rest well, sweet dream. Chaeyoung sent a message to Changwon. I'm like, Chaeyoung, she's not interested in Chaeyoung anymore. She said, thank you for your concern. Ji-won sent the message to Changwon. Ji-won is still interested in Changwon even after the age gap thing. You're going to notice in this episode that Changwon is the one pulling away. Ji-won is still like, she still like her connection with him. And I'm kind of disappointed in Changwon. I don't know if it's because he's on TV or he's afraid of the judgment of people, him going after the younger girl. And anyway, what I will see later, it's not that big of the age difference for who we go for after. Let's just talk about who we send a message to. Let's just talk about that. Jiwon said that make me Kichi school more and more.
어렵다.
So she really likes his kimchi. She said, please make it more and more. Chanwa look worried. Even in his home, he's been worried a lot. All the message was delivered. And I think he sent a message to somebody else. We're going to talk about that. Yeah, so all the message was delivered. And that means Jiwon, she received that message notification. But then those people were savage. They sent that message notifications to two people. Jiwon, maybe to everybody. But the people that they show was Jiwon and Jimmy. They sent a message notification to Jiwon. All the message has been sent. That means Chanwon never sent her a message. You can see how Jiwon is already disappointed again. Jimmy also got a notification because Jimmy didn't receive any message and he got that message notification as well. But we're gonna talk about Jimmy's reaction. Jimmy is so freaking funny. Is it from here? I don't know. Maybe it's later. I keep mixing stuff. We're going to talk about that a little bit. So, Chanwon sent a message to Hanun. Hanun is 1 year older than Jiwon. She's only 1 year older than Jiwon. Maybe it's because she seems mature and stuff like that. But she's still 1 year older than Jiwon. It's different between 98 and 99. So, he said, the message said you brighten up every home and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm like, there's not a big age difference. It's just 1 year difference. Chanwon, what are you doing? You must have changed. He must have a change of heart. I felt bad for my girl Jiwon. Chanwon, in his confession, he said something that the age gap the age gap thing is not about liking or disliking someone. It's a bigger issue or something like that. You can like someone, but that age gap make it a bigger issue or something like that. He said that Shimon has been shocked. The fact that he didn't send a message, Shimon has been shocked by not receiving a message for him, and she's probably deep in her thoughts. So he kind of know that, oh, she's probably experienced this right now. For him taking a step back, I don't know. Jimmy is funny. Like I said, I would say early actually. When they send a message notification, no more message available. Jimmy laughs, so his reaction make me like Jimmy more.
오, 너도 메시지하고 좋거든.
When I say like I can't date Jimmy because I don't know him in the last episode, now I feel like I get to know Jimmy. I'm like, oh, Jimmy has this personality. Like, I'm happy that I feel like I get to know Jimmy more a little bit. He has some kind of mysterious look at the beginning, but the more you see him on the screen, the more you get to know him. He's a simple guy. He's not complicated. His reaction, like most people would be frustrated reacting in a certain way. He just laughed at the reaction. Him and Chanwang kind of have a funny moment. He was laughing on the bed. It's like, oh God. Even the panelists, I think all of them fell in love with him by his reaction. And I think they sent another notification. It was like, oh, I don't want to look again. And the second message that they received, I think it's not just Jimmy received, everybody received. It's like the new rule in her parent house. There will be a new rule in the her parent house. Since they enter the her parent house, they say, do you have feeling for someone? Select 2 people that you want to get to know more. You can go on the 3-day contract with that person. I'm like, this gonna create a mess. So contract is from December 13th, Friday at 5 p.m. to December 15th, Sunday at 5 p.m. Basically, you're gonna have a girlfriend or a boyfriend for 3 days straight. That will be your person. Everything that you exchange, it will be between you guys. The resident will go on the 3-day contract with the match. They will have a 3-day contract with the match. They can communicate on social media with that person for 3 days. So you will know that person information. If you communicate on social media with that person, a new term of the relationship, they say love it. Love it. Take me out, take me, love it. Would you have that album? Love it. I love that album. So they are going to have a boyfriend or a girlfriend for 3 days. Yeah, this will be interesting, especially who choose who. I will try to avoid watching. YouTube does that to me. As soon as I open my YouTube, they always show a parent. I'm like, I am on episode 6. I haven't watched episode 7 or at the time I filmed this, episode 8 is not out yet. I haven't watched those episodes yet. Please don't show it to me. I still don't want. I want to know who's pairing with who, but I kind of feel like I'll be spoiled about one couple. But I will not ruin it for you guys if you haven't watched it yet. Okay, so they're happy, but they're afraid how this will change how they feel for one person. Chayon asked Woojae who he want to spend the weekend with, and I think Woojae said that he mentioned Jaeyoung and also mentioned Jiwon. He said something with Jaeyoung, but they haven't had a deep conversation yet. I like, because you talk about yourself all the time, you don't let her talk. And he said when it comes to Jiwon, they only have 30-minute drive, so he haven't had like a deep conversation or a deep moment with any of those girls. And I didn't even know that Jiwon was still in his mind. I'm like, it was just okay, initial connection. At the beginning, he was interested, and then they have that one-time ride, and they haven't spent time together.
지원 씨랑 차 타면서 대화했던 그 30분 짧다. 그게 다였고 그 외에는 다 계속 재현 씨였어.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe they're gonna be on the date together. I don't know. They talk about Jimmy, Hanu, Jaeyoung, Jiwon. And they talk about Jimmy. I think Chaeyoung and Woojae are talking about Jimmy. They say, oh, he spent time with Hanu, he spent time with Jaeyoung, and he also went on the date with Jaewon. So who is he gonna choose? Only if they know that Jimmy the person is interested in is Jaeyoung. It's so clear for us, but I don't know if for them being in the house they cannot see the way that we see. Jimmy said that he know whether he know that where he will not match with Jaeyoung. Jimmy said that he spent time with Jaeyoung and Hanu, but Jaeyoung is his type. When it comes to dating and marriage, she's the perfect fit for him.
재현 씨가 제 스타일이 지향하는 연애든 결혼이든 그런 쪽의 스타일은 그래도 재현 씨가 제일 맞으니까.
If he spent time with Hanu, even for a brief moment, his mind will change, so he doesn't know what to do. You know, with those contract days, he doesn't want to have a contract day with Hanu, because if he spend more time with somebody that is not like, I don't know, his type, or when it comes to dating and marriage, like that is not like interest in that person, like he's interested in this person. You're afraid that, oh, I might end up knowing this person and I might end up changing my mind because I might get to know more that person that I might think, thought, oh, I'm not even interested in that person. Now I spend so much time with that person. Now I start to be interested in that person. Now the person I wanted to spend time with, what if everything changed? So you say this is even more the reason not to do it. So the fact that they have to choose two people, and he's a little bit worried about that. He say, I don't even want to go there. He doesn't want to spend time with anyone else, to fear of changing his mind. That's why he doesn't like the second option, the second thing. He said that it's kind of insulting to that person. Chaeyoung say, no, it's not like that. Chaeyoung and Woojae help Jaeyoung to move like a mattress to like a bedroom, and Jiwon asked Chaeyoung about his schedule. They are planning to carpool together. Chaeyoung is so sweet to Jaeyoung. When she was sick, he left like the humidifier in her home. He also left her a message, you know, that say, feel better, rest and feel better soon. Let's have fun together soon. There's still a possibility like something can happen between Chaeyoung and Jaeyoung. I've been rooting for them ever since they have that date in Italy, and I want something to happen here so badly. So the panelists analyzed Chaeyoung. The panelists say Chaeyoung is trying to repress his feeling for Jiwon. Yeah. They noticed that Jimmy is crystal clear. He doesn't hate Hanu. He just know that Jaeyoung is his type, and that's why for him, the person he's interested in is Jaeyoung. He doesn't want to pick number 2 place, because the number 2 place is kind of insulting. We know that Jimmy doesn't hate Hanu. Why would he? They all get along so well, but when it comes to connection, when it comes to dating, he's interested in this person more. The panelists say after watching Jaeyoung date with Woojae, Jaeyoung might go to Jimmy more. So Jaeyoung and Woojae are so different in terms of the way they want to live their life. Jaeyoung is making egg pudding for Jaeyoung. This is in the house now. She's making egg. She followed the recipe that she saw online. I hope Jaeyoung feel better. I want to see her outside of the house. I want to see her on date and stuff like that. Yesterday already make egg pudding for Jaeyoung, but I like the way Jaeyoung, so because she already ate that and there's a rice in the refrigerator, she said, oh, I'm gonna eat your egg pudding because you made this for me right now.
계란죽 먹기라고 하더라고. 나 계란죽 하고 있었는데? 아 진짜? 언니가 한 거를 먼저.
After that, I think they went both to the doctor. Jaeyoung was also sick. Remember, it wasn't just Jimmy, because they stayed in the cold for so long. She was also kind of sick. She was under the weather as well. So they both went to the hospital. Woojae is back in the house. Chaeyoung and Jaeyoung went to shop for food. Hanu is also back, planning to make dinner for 7 people. Why not 8? I'm like, they will say, You're planning to make dinner for 7 people. If somebody's missing, Hani told Chanwa that Jiwon and Chayo might return together a little bit late. I think Chaewon didn't know that Jiwon and Chaeyoung went on the date. Like when you make plan in Ras, pairing is maybe because you're planning to eat dinner later. If you say what are you getting out of work, it's not to come work to come directly. It's to stop somewhere. It's to have like mini date and stuff like that. When people are making plans, they're probably planning to stay outside longer, but they have to like, oh, if you make dinner, they're probably gonna eat dinner outside, so let's make dinner for this amount of people because there's a lot of people in the house. We don't want to waste food. Jimmy is back as well. Honey noticed that Jimmy wasn't late. This is the part that I wanted to talk about and I was confused a little bit. She noticed that he wasn't late. Remember, he said, oh, most of the time I was late, usually come late, and the time difference was less than an hour or maybe an hour. It's clear that he didn't want to spend time with her. I'm like, poor Honey. He doesn't hate her. Like the panelist said, but his mind is all Jaeon. Jimmy is helping Jaeon to cook. Honey, she look unhappy again. She doesn't even talk to Jimmy, and it's a little bit awkward again.
완전 굳었어.
기분 안 좋아.
Finally, they ate and they praised Jaeon for cooking. They really enjoy her food. She's happy since it's her first time really cooking. Jimmy asked Honey what time did she get out of work. She said, I got here a little after 7. Jimmy said, oh, it would be bad if you waited for me. He said, it wouldn't be bad if you waited for me. She said, I left around 6 p.m. I got there at 7 or something like that. Jimmy said, if you waited for me, you would have been back.
몇시에 끝난 거야 수원에서?
나 여기 오니까 7시 좀 넘었었어.
아 그럼 나 기다렸으면 큰일 날 뻔했네.
I like, no, Jimmy, don't try to save this. Don't try to do it. I feel like Jimmy is trying to justify turning Honey down. I kind of feel like she knows, she have that intuition that you're interested in Jaeon. She's trying, but the fact that he was trying to save this because Jimmy liked to have, I don't know, even though he rejected her, he's also a kind person. He doesn't want like, oh, I think to ruin like he doesn't want to ruin the good thing I like about Jimmy, even though for some people it might come a little bit bad because he tried to justify what he's done, he doesn't want to ruin a relationship. It doesn't always have to be love. He doesn't want to ruin like a friendship and stuff like that. He doesn't like the awkwardness. So oh, if you were coming with me, you would like return late. But the thing is that Hannah, she was interested in you. She would try to ask you out, like maybe let's eat, let's do this outside. It is clear that Hannah still like him, but Jimmy doesn't want to he doesn't want to give her hope. He doesn't want to spend more time with her. They're talking about Jiwon and Chaeyoung. Jiwon and Chaeyoung went to eat after work since they both finished kind of late, kind of the same time. Chaeyoung asked Jiwon if things had changed after she learned about Chanwa's age and occupation. She said that the person that changed the most for her was, now he asked who changed, who was the biggest, he asked who was the biggest surprise for you when you learned about the age and occupation. She said the biggest surprise for her, the person that changed the most was Chanwa. She didn't expect that they would have such a big age gap. She was surprised, she was surprised by his job and stuff like that in a great way, She even talked about that today and said, oh, who could imagine that we have like a freaking pilot? Somebody have that type of profession. Those are the professions that you usually learn that people have, but you don't know that it will be somebody closer to you who has that type of profession. So she was praising his job. Now we have Chaeyoung say you must have feel shocked about the age reveal. Jiwon said that she hoped that it doesn't push them. She hoped that the age gap doesn't make doesn't push each other away.
근데 막 너무 막 나이 때문에 거리를 두고 이러진 않았으면 좋겠어 다들.
So she doesn't want, like, she wants the connection to continue. But that's exactly what Chanwa is doing. He's leaving. He's like slowly moving away. And I don't know, the connection with him and G1, that was so great at the beginning. Slowly, like, I'm backing up. China said that's why it was important for them to, all of them, to spend time in Italy without knowing each other's age and occupation. Because if you knew it from the very beginning, people will be careful around each other, you know, especially in the Asian culture, that they have like the Asian occupation, the respect and stuff like that. If somebody is even a few months older than you gotta give him some respect and stuff like that compared to other cultures. So knowing each other Asian occupation right at the beginning will be very awkward for them. Because even though they didn't know each other Asian occupation, it took them a while to say, okay, let's drop the honorary field, let's just talk casually. Chaya asked Jayon, what are your thoughts about marriage? And she said ever since she's younger, so ever since she was younger, she always had the same thought about marriage. She wanted to get married. Like, the quicker she meets her husband, the quicker she want to get married. It doesn't matter when. So for her, it's not necessary like I have to push marriage away. I want to get married at a certain time and stuff like that. But if she have to say a time that she want to get married, it should be in her late 20s. And she's just almost there. They laugh about the fact that, oh, she's 26 now, so late 20s it's around the corner. Chaya say, oh, I also wanted to get married in my late 20s, and he's 32 now. He realized, oh, I missed the mark.
결혼을 언제쯤 하고 싶다라는 생각이 있었어 원래?
나도 20대 후반이었어.
놓쳤군요.
나도 20대 후반이었고.
It was just some kind of funny moment that they both realized that, oh, one is closer, one missed the mark. Like, you really don't know. Even though you plan life, it's full of circumstance, you know. And he talked about the fact that his parents got married in their late 20s. Talk about the fact that dating is so hard these days. And back in the house, like, everybody's praising Jay on food. After dinner, they drink coffee. They love to drink coffee after dinner or drink something. They just like to sit and talk together. Hanu said that she's not going to work tomorrow. They joke around the fact that let's all take time off tomorrow because they're just drinking coffee and stuff like that. I don't know who was drinking coffee and say, oh, are you drinking coffee at this time? Are you going to work tomorrow? So they was just having like a good moment. And Honey joke about the fact that what if Chayon and Jiwa come home and they are holding hands, because Chayon kind of have a connection with Honey and Jiwa have a connection with Chanwa. They're just joking around that. They are all thinking about the contract date that they're gonna have to choose soon. They have to choose two people in case they are mismatched, or what if they're multiple match. I don't know yet. Jayon and Jimmy are having a fun moment together. So Jayon was sitting next to Jimmy, and I think her stomach talk, you know, when you're hungry and your stomach starts to make a noise like that. So Jimmy said, oh, he called me. She felt so embarrassed. She threw the pillow on Jimmy and she left the room. Other people who were in the room, they didn't know what was going on. My guy Woojae have no idea what was going on.
나 모른 줄 알고. 귀여워. 왜 그래?
왜 그래?
Honey was clueless, Woojae was clueless. Jayon felt embarrassed, she left. She went to the kitchen. Jimmy left also to apologize to her. And they kind of were sitting in the kitchen, having a great moment, and they're laughing about the situation. They said, oh, next time if my stomach make that kind of noise, I will let you know. So next time I will call you so that you feel embarrassed. I will be embarrassed also, like stuff like that. He was trying to like make the light of the situation. It was kind of good because that lead to a good conversation that he have with Jayon. the panelists say, oh, Jimmy might still have a chance with Jaeyoung. She's been messaging Woojae, but Jaeyoung and Woojae are kind of like a path that is cracking a little bit higher now. So because of the life difference, the way they want to live their life, because everything is different, Jimmy might still have a chance with Jaeyoung. And the thing about Jimmy and Jaeyoung, the connection is natural. They can talk easily. There's no awkwardness. And even they sit in the kitchen and start talking. Everything comes natural. Jaeyoung open more when she's talking to Jimmy.
지금 둘 얘기하는 것도 꼬르륵 덕분인지 모르겠는데
사건이라고 하세요.
그 사건.
This is where we learn about Jimmy profession. They're talking about like dream and job. Was he always what you wanted to do? And this is where Jimmy asked Jaeyoung about her dream as a lawyer. Did you always dream to be a lawyer? Those are the questions that I told you that Woojae could even ask Jaeyoung about. She already mentioned like her state is like, oh, I'm done. I have nothing to say in that subject. That's Woojae. I'm done. I have nothing to say in that subject. I will not even go there. That's unfortunate. So now Jimmy talk about his profession. He said that it wasn't always his dream. When he was younger, his parents was like school focused. You go to school, you study hard, you get this job, you make money. He's very like envious of people who follow their dream. For Jaeyoung, it was always her dream. Ever since she was in high school or middle school, she said she wanted to be a lawyer and she followed that dream. She got to that dream. And Jimmy said her parents must be really proud of her. She said, yes, she's happy. He asked, is it always something that you imagine? Did you imagine when you say you wanted to be a lawyer, do you feel fulfilled for doing that? Is it always what you imagine? Yes, it's something I imagine. It's actually something that I enjoy. I feel fulfilled every time I help somebody and I solve this issue for that person. Every time I solve a case, I feel that type of fulfillment.
힘들긴 하지만 그 사건 잘 해결해서 감사하다고 이렇게 보내주시면 진짜 너무 보람.
And those are the things that we don't know because Woojae, he spent time with Jay, but he doesn't ask her any of those questions. Like, he said, why did you become a lawyer? Was it always your dream? Do you feel fulfilled? Does your parents like Woojae? Jimmy came up with 4 questions that Woojae couldn't come up with. I'm sorry to compare, but I have to. Both of them are dating Jaeyoung, so I have to compare. So many questions that he asked her, and she was open up to say she's so happy. She feels fulfilled when she solved a case. Oh my goodness! Like the conversation flow with Jimmy. I'm not gonna lie, the conversation flow when she talked to Jimmy. I'm like, I was imagining Jaeyoung be in $1 Lawyer because you know the main lead of the drama $1 Lawyer. She's hosting this dating show. I'm like, oh, she's that lawyer. She feel fulfilled when she solve a case. She should be in $1 Lawyer and stuff like that. And Jimmy says pretty cool. Like he was very like impressed when she said she saw the case, she feel fulfilled. He was like, oh, that's pretty good. The panelists are hired by Jimmy. He's asking the right question. Jaeyoung asked Jimmy if he were always his dream to be an engineer. This is where Jimmy talked about how his parent was like school driving and stuff like that. He went to school to study. His parent was education oriented. Like you do this, you do that, you finish, you be successful, you achieve this, blah blah blah. And he doesn't really have like a dream for Saber. He want to make money, so make a lot of money. His dream is like, I don't want to be poor. I want this kind of life. I want to be able to afford this. He liked the people who follow the dream. They were having such a deep conversation. I swear to God, they didn't notice Woojae, Jianwan, and Hani coming into the kitchen. There are 3 people talking in the background, washing the dishes, finishing talking, leaving the kitchen. Jimmy and Jaeyoung were still having the conversation. They were like so focused. I'm like, oh my God, Woojae, I don't know. So the connection is forming here. The connection is forming here for sure. They're talking about more. They talk about a lot of things here. They're talking about things that they like beside like work and stuff like that. She asked about like if you watch media like drama and movie, and then she remember that they talk about lovely honor. Jimmy is happy that she remembers that they talk about that on different. Jimmy asked what she like about it. Do you like the main character of the show? She said no, she's not into celebrity. Oh, do you like this actor? I forgot his name. Do you like this actor? She said no, she's not into celebrity. She just like the character that he's played. She like that one person focus on one. She like when one person focus on only one person, like one person.
그 연예인을 좋아하는 게 아니라 그 극 속 인물을 좋아했어.
아, 극속 인물? 어떤 인물?
그러니까 한 사람만 좋아하면서.
J.O., are you gonna focus on one person? Are you just gonna like one person? Who is that person? Is it Woojae? Is it Jimmy? Jimmy said, oh, you like the pure love story? She said, yes, I like the pure love story. Conversation just kept flowing. Everything just seems to go so well between them in the kitchen. After this conversation that Jaeyoung have with Jimmy, I have the feeling that things might change. Things might change. This is a turning point for Jaeyoung to decide who to go for. This is a turning point. This conversation will have probably an impact in the next connection that she will go for. It will decide who she chooses. I don't know. I think so. Poor Jaeyoung still sick. Ever since they came back to Italy, she's still on bed. Woojae went to see Jaeyoung, but she's in the bathroom. She's in the bathroom. They kind of have like a mismatch timing here, and he went back to the room. He was talking to Chaeyoung. Chaeyoung and Woojae are roommates. Woojae asked about his time with Jiwon. So you see, Chaeyoung went on the date with Jiwon. He said that they were talking so naturally. She talked more outside than she's talk when she's in the house. Would you say you haven't spent much time with Jiwon beside the car? We learned about that already. Woojae went again to see Jaeyoung. This is where him and Jaeyoung finally talk. And I think he asked about her date. She said she went to the hospital with Jaeyoung. She also got a shot, so she was also sick. They talk about that. Woojae continue the conversation about the meeting again. Oh my god, Woojae, can you stop talking about yourself for 1 second? he said, oh, he mentioned he continued talking about the conversation, the meeting related to exhibition. I'm not like criticizing his job. I'm just saying that he invite her because he did. When they were having a date, he didn't invite her officially. So, oh, you should come to the exhibition. It's okay, he invited her. I think it will be like 2 months from now or something like that.
날짜도 얼추 잡았고 거의 3월 말?
3월 말?
어쩌면 4월.
Maybe that will be after the show. Is she gonna go? Is she with Jimmy? I don't know. I tried to remember. I told you this is how my brain is. If you choose Jimmy at the end of the show, is she gonna go to your exhibition? She gotta choose you to go there. So I'm just saying, like you better take her to your studio now when you guys are still dating for the next 3 weeks. If you keep saying that the studio is messy, you're gonna miss that chance. Don't just invite her for something that will be 2 months from now. You gotta live in the present and make the decision that need to be made now. So he took her book, her pairing book to read more. And then we saw Jimmy, he's deep in thought, and then Jimmy went to see Jaeyoung again. I'm like, oh my god, this girl need to rest. Conversation after conversation, they guys go back and forth. That's a lot for my girl Jaeyoung. For this episode, it's been like Jimmy and Woojae back and forth. Jimmy went to the home. He said, I have a question to ask Jaeyoung. He said, you need to go on a contract date, right? Do you have someone in your mind? He was so happy when he was asking this question. I said, what is happening? Jaeyoung said, yes. He said, is that person that you're thinking of? Is that person is me?
그 생각한 사람에 저 있어요.
What's going on? Why does Jimmy look so happy? Jaeyoung didn't answer the question directly. Jimmy said he would like to spend time in the future with her. So if he's the one among the 2 people that she's gonna choose, he said please go on have a contract date with me. If I'm one of the person that you consider among the two people that you plan to choose, please have it with me. He asked Jaeyoung.
그 둘 중에 있다면 계약연애 저랑 해요.
Time for the hard pairing. They didn't show Jaeyoung response. They have to choose two people who will go on the contract date for like have a boyfriend or girlfriend for 3 days. So they haven't. So we don't know yet. We don't know yet. It's time for the panelists to decide how things will be. Even the panelists noticed that Jimmy visiting Jaeyoung is more impactful now. Things are about to change, guys. Things are about to change. They said during the visit between the two guys, Woojae talk about his job again. Through that he invite Jaeyoung. Okay, you should come and see the exhibition. But that would be too much for now. You should invite her. Okay, let's go. I'll show you my studio on Friday. Or I don't know, not this Friday because it's a contract date. Maybe next week. Instead of saying, I will invite you to an exhibition that's like 2 months from now. You don't know what's going to happen 2 months from now. Now the panelists have to guess how the contestant going to make the decision. They say when it comes to Woojae, it's probably going to choose Jaeyoung and Ji-won. They say Chaewon going to choose Hanu and Ji-won. And they say Chaeyoung gonna choose Hanyoon and Cheon, and they say Jimmy gonna choose Jaeyoung. And they say no, he's probably not gonna choose Hanyoon. He's gonna choose somebody else, maybe Ji-won, because he say he doesn't even consider invited like the second person on the day. It would be kind of insulting to that person, and he doesn't want to do that. So that's the panelists. But the panelists were right about some of them, were wrong about others. Woojae already chose Jaeyoung and Ji-won. For him, it's so clear. Now, Jaeyoung, he completely did the 180. He chose Cheon. Now, we can see that he spent time with Cheon in the house. And the second person he chose is Jaeyoung. Thus, there's not even a possibility of Ji-won and him to having that contract date. She's not even one of his pick. Now, Chaeyoung, he chose Hanun. And the second choice, he didn't choose Cheon. My girl that was shipping them together. The guy even said on the note, he said, "Guy went soon. We're gonna spend more time together. We're gonna go like that means they're gonna go on Monday." He didn't even choose her for the contract. He chose Ji-won that he spent 1 date with her. And it wasn't even a date, it was like more like a checking out. Oh, how do you feel about the Asian occupation that was they were more like, I don't know, co-worker was like talking about, I don't know, they were more like roommate talking about, oh, this happened in the house. I'm like, he chose Hanyoon and the second one was Ji-won. I'm like, Hanyoon and the second one was Ji-won. I'm like, oh, poor my girl Cheon. And the fourth person, Jimmy, he chose Jaeyoung. We knew that. I'm like, is he gonna choose Hanyoon or is he gonna choose somebody else? Because he doesn't want Hanyoon as his second choice. He tried to like, oh no, it has to be Jaeyoung. No, he chose Hanun. I'm like, what are these people doing? So I don't know yet what's gonna happen. Is it the first or second choice? This is gonna be the most confusing part for me, because what the panelists did is like choosing first and second. It's not like guaranteed that, or if that person chooses first, also you guys gonna have that love contract. That technically, if you do the math, that's the typical thing. That's what's supposed to be. They throw another random rule that's just gonna ruin everything. And I just have the feeling like even though Cheon choose Woojae as first and Woojae choose Jaeyoung as first, they are not gonna end up together because of the random rule. It's like play the lottery. Just play the lottery. I'm like, what does the rule say? I will come back and talk about that. Let's just talk about the fact that I can believe that Chaeyoung didn't choose Cheon. After sending her that note, when it comes to the girls, I forgot to talk about Cheon. She chose Chaeyoung again. If we give her the singer and she chose Chaeyoung, I'm not surprised by her choice.
채윤이 선택한 첫 번째 계약 연애 상대는
Now Hanyu, she chose Chaeyoung and she chose Jimmy. Chaeyoung as her first choice and Jimmy as her second choice. So there's a possibility that Hanyu will have another day with Chaeyoung. Jimmy is her second choice. The other way will change everything. Ji1, she choose Chaeyoung and she choose Woojae. Chaeyoung first choice, Woojae second choice. There's a possibility that Woojae will be on the date with Ji1 and not with Jaeyoung. Jaeyoung, she choose Woojae as her first choice and Jimmy as her second choice. Because if it was like normally first choice and first choice, it would have been so easy for me to determine who's going on the date with who. But the new rule is so confusing because one of the panelists said there's a hiding match on no for resident. So first pairing contract, the first come first serve. So whoever send the message first, I don't know. In order for Jaeyoung and Jimmy to go on the date, Jimmy need to respond before Woojae. So this changed everything. The way it's not about first choice and second choice, whoever you like first, like they were doing her signal. Nope. So this made me feel like I got a feeling that Jaeyoung gonna go on the date with Jimmy. A trade the contract. Oh my god, and I have a feeling Woojae will go with Chiwa. I haven't watched the episode yet, but I got a feeling that this episode will be very disappointing for me. But anyway, that's why I don't like to get attached to too much of. I don't like to get attached to these people while watching the show. I wouldn't mind watching No Date, but I am so disappointed that Chaeyoung didn't even choose Ji1 on the day. So Chaeyoung possibility on the day, there's no way Jaeyoung will choose Chaeyoung. He chose Jaeyoung as her second choice. So that means Chaeyoung will be on the day with Jaeyoung for sure. Jaeyoung chose Chaeyoung, but she wasn't even an option for him. So the three other day, let me just do my prediction. The three other day, I don't like this, but I have a feeling it will be like that. First, it's gonna be Jimmy and Jaeyoung, right? Second, it's gonna be Chaeyoung. Second, it'll be Chaeyoung and Hanyu again. Jimmy, Jaeyoung, Chaeyoung, Hanyu, Woojae, Ji1, and Chaeyoung, Jaeyoung. That's gonna be the fourth date. That's not exactly what I want, but based on the way they choose, I feel like it will be like that. I'll be back to talk about that. Thank you so much for watching episode 6 of Her Parent, and I will see you in episode 7. Bye.